All right. Welcome in, everyone. I kind of thought I would do another late night read. I had gotten a new deck. A friend of mine, when I told her that I finally started my channel here on YouTube, she sent me it's a new, let's see, Universal Celtic Tarot, or Celtic. I know some people pronounce it differently. Celtic. I always said Celtic. Some people say Celtic. But it's a lot of like fairy type of folklore type of images with lots of deer, lots of fairies, lots of dragons, and that kind of thing. So I kind of thought we would just do a read with these and see where it takes us. Another thing I was reminded of, actually, I was going through some stuff and I found my pendulum, which I actually hadn't seen for quite a while. And I thought, you know what, maybe, just maybe, depending on where, sorry, that is from my sage that I just burned. I did my sage cleansing before getting on camera tonight. But I kind of thought maybe we would do, depending on where the reading takes us, we can either do like a yes or a no kind of a thing towards the end. I kind of just was about to say, you know, you can ask a yes or no when it comes to a certain question with your person. So based off me kind of thinking that, and kind of makes me feel like we're gonna fall into a love read here, quite possibly. So let's see where it takes us. Sorry, I apologize. I kind of sometimes move off camera. In order to stay more in focus, it requires me putting my hands on my little desk here, which then makes it kind of shake and move around, and I don't want to do that. So sometimes for comfort, I lean back and I don't realize that I'm kind of shuffling off camera, but I will try and do my best to stay within focus here. So let's see. See if I get any channeled messages tonight. Like I said, it felt like you're dealing with a person, so it feels like love. If you're here, you're dealing with someone already. I'll say that much. You may still be single, but you have a person in mind that you've been dealing with, maybe, or someone that, oh, Justice in reverse. So I don't always read reversals, but this one did flip specifically. Let's keep going and see where this leads us. Justice in reverse. Oh, wow, that was quite a few. Hold on, sorry you guys, I just had an itch. But sorry, okay, hold on. Let's see. So we have Four of Cups. Let's see what these other two are. Six of Cups. Four of Cups, Six of Cups. The Magician. We're manifesting here. I have a feeling where this is going. I want to pull one more. I had a feeling. We got the Two of Cups. Yeah, that's definitely love. Okay, I had a feeling after I saw these other three come out where we were headed with the Four of Cups and Justice in reverse. Okay, usually Justice is about truths. With it being in reverse, and this being a love read. This is definitely love. It feels like your person, when you met them, started out not telling you the real truth about themselves. Like, and that could be for various reasons, but more than likely it was probably because they were still kind of tied to somebody else. And it's not that they necessarily wanted to deceive you or, you know, just kind of, you know, planned on, it's not like they totally planned it out. I feel like when they met you, they may have told you that they were a different age, maybe a different name. Maybe they just simply didn't tell you that they were still attached to somebody else. Whatever the case may be, it's going to vary for each of you. But the reason why I say that is because then we move into this Four of Cups energy, right? And the Four of Cups is a lot of times about rejection. However, in this deck, now in the traditional tarot, like let me see if I can find it in here. In the traditional, I'm going to pull it out for those of you who maybe don't totally remember what the traditional card looks like in a Rider-Waite. In the traditional, it's like they're rejecting the cup, right? Like the traditional Four of Cups is about rejection. And it feels like, hold on, sorry. Of course, it's probably going to be all the way at the bottom of this deck. I just wanted to show the difference because I'm going to tell you why in just a second. Hold on here. Come on now. I said it's going to be all the way towards the bottom. Did I pass it? Oh, second to last card. Wow. Just went through that whole deck. Okay. But okay, look. So the difference here. In this deck, I apologize if it's kind of dark and you can't see everything. With it being a late night read, I was kind of just getting into that vibe and mood of some relaxed energy. But so in this one, we've got the Four of Cups where he's holding the cup. In the traditional Rider-Waite type of tarot, and in many other different decks, the cup is being offered, but they're refusing it. In this one, it's like it's been offered, and it's like they want to accept it, and they're like meditating on this as to what to do about this, because it feels like I said, when they met you, they were not 100% honest about who they were, whether it's about name or age or, you know, listen, a lot of times on dating apps, you have people that are like looking for a quick hookup and pretend to be somebody that they're not, right? If they're attached to somebody else, they use a different name, a different age, so that way, like, any friends of their person can't find them or know who it is, you know, that kind of thing, right? Like, it's silly. But I learned actually that it happens more often than you would think in the world today. But anyway, it also could just simply be that they weren't, that they were wearing a mask in terms of, you know, maybe truth about, you know, maybe how far they were in their career, or, you know, there's going to be varied stories with this for everybody. But either way, upon meeting your person that you're here for, there was some kind of lies and deceptions. They were wearing a mask. They were not telling you the whole truth about their situation. And the thing is, somewhere along the line, they started developing feelings for you, and you developed feelings for them, and your connection started moving a little bit more forward, and they weren't planning on it. And it feels like they're sitting and meditating on this. They're sitting and really thinking about this because you're changing them. You've changed how they approach this. And it feels like they're almost sitting in, trying to figure out, do I tell the truth? You know, I think of one of my favorite movies is Meet Joe Black with Anthony Hopkins and Brad Pitt. And in the end of the movie, towards the end, Anthony Hopkins' character tells Brad Pitt, which is of course Joe Black, he tells him, reveal everything there is to know about you and let the chips fall where they may. This person is like wanting to tell you, but is afraid that those chips are going to fall in another direction that they don't want it to go. It feels like they want to reveal certain truths, but they're scared to because they just don't know how you're going to react. And it's funny because, you know, I'm one of those people that I say, I don't care what it is. If you have the courage to tell me the truth, I can respect that. You know, sometimes certain things do happen different. And the thing is that sometimes, let's just say that you met this person on an app and they used a different name or age or whatever it might be. And then they met you and established a connection. They were not personally planning to, you know, lie to you and become someone, not become someone. What's the words that what am I trying to say here? You know what? The fact that I feel like there's a part of me right now in my energy that feels like I don't know what to say. And that's like this person's energy. Like there's so many thoughts and emotions and feelings. And it feels like they want to tell you the truth, but they just don't know what to say. Like I feel like I can't even pull my thoughts fully together on this. It's interesting. And, you know, the Six of Cups, it's interesting because Six of Cups is more about like the pleasure of enjoying, I always say the pleasure of enjoying the harvest and the manifestation, which is funny that we have the Magician here. But if you notice in this deck here, their backs are to each other. And it's kind of like what this person is doing, like they're keeping their back to you because they're afraid to turn and face you, because how this started was a lie. It was deception. And the thing is that they never planned on having feelings and emotions for someone, especially for you. It feels like you met this person at a time in their lives where, not that they were trying to be a player, but it feels like they probably went through something very heavy with an ex, and they kind of were just looking for, they told themselves like if they get on the apps or the dating or whatever it is, that they're just gonna keep it physical, right? Keep it nonchalant, keep it non-emotional, because they were just not in a place where they felt like they wanted to have anything. So that's why they just said, you know what, I'm not even gonna create a profile that is, you know, me. And it's not, listen, I have seen people too who do the total catfishing thing. I'm not talking about catfishing people. I'm saying that they presented themselves as themselves, but manipulated maybe certain truths, whether it's name, whether it's age, whether it's their career. It feels like this isn't just a connection that like it's only online and you've never met. You've met this person. They enjoy having you in their life. But the thing is that it started off on a lie. And now they don't know what to do about it. See, this person now, like, they were the magician, like, mixing up all of these, they were creating a whole other story. And the thing is, and then we have here the Two of Cups. That's love, right? And the thing that's interesting in this deck, she is crowning him. I don't know. Sorry, the lighting. I know it's darker. If I go near the candle here, you can see that though. And in the traditional Two of Cups, I'm not going to go, you know, filing through my other deck again. But in the traditional Two of Cups, it's two people standing facing each other. In this one, nobody has any cups. Well, there's cups on either side, right? 1 and 2. But she's holding a crown, like she's going to crown him her king, like she's saying, I choose you. I'm offering you this crown to be mine, right? And the thing is that that's what this is that your relationship with this person, or the connection with this person, it evolved and moved forward, and feelings and emotions came about. And it feels like if you're the feminine energy here, like you actually, this person probably, as much as they were involved with you, also kind of held back. And it feels like you probably stepped forward saying, and asking them, you know, to basically, you know, what's going on here? What are we? You know, like you were ready to crown them as yours, and they've held back. That's what this feels like. This is interesting energy. This is very specific though, but this is, I always say I channel. This is a channeled message for a specific group of people. Where do I want to move into? I've been liking my Witch's Wisdom Oracle. Let's see. I'm going to keep this reading relatively short from here. Actually, you know what? We will be using the pendulum. We will be seeing... I don't know. And now, here's the thing. I think there's going to be certain truths. You may be someone... This person may have already revealed some of their truths. And now that it's open, I feel like... For some of you that have already been there, and you already know, and this is going to resonate that way. You're going to be like, damn, this is exactly what I already just found out, already went through. This is simply confirmation. And I feel like now, though, your person may be sitting in shame. Because... even if you say, hey, listen, I will give you a chance. The fact that you're coming clean about this, I know we didn't, I get it. You didn't plan on meeting me, but things happened and this connection evolved. You know, sometimes that, you know, that's the thing. This whole situation feels like it's a red flag. However, sometimes we have to take a step back and realize that if this person had this set up and you have to have a deep conversation. You have to hear out what their reasons were. And if it's just excuses, or depending on how you met, you know, there's going to be some of you that say, you know, I'm walking, and you would have every right to do so. But there's going to be some of you who may be able to stand in your higher self and say, I get it. You this was not personal on me. I didn't plan on meeting you either. I didn't plan on this becoming, you know, what it did. You know, sometimes, you know, some people will absolutely, and I've seen it on the dating profiles because I've recently been on them, I'll admit. Sometimes you'll see in a person's bio that they are very forward and say, dating with a purpose. Like, I am dating with intention. Like, I want to meet my person. But then there's other people on there who are just looking for casual. So there's a mix of both on the sites, right? And this person probably was forward in their, if you think about it, it does feel like they were forward about not wanting anything with depth at this time in their life. They didn't lie about that. I think you might find and rationalize that this person as much as there may be deception here, I think you see the true them, their soul, their heart. I think you got into their heart, and that is what is bringing this person forward. And they're mad at themselves for the way that they manifested this deception. All right, like this magician, I know that we have a darker setup here tonight, but this magician he's in the dark. He's at night. It's kind of like he was manifesting in the dark, right? Like he was manifesting in the shadows. And that's what this masculine was doing. So let's just see. I feel like we're gonna use the pendulum in just a couple minutes here. Let me just see if, oh, was the moon. I just said that they were manifesting in the dark. That's what this is about. What's done in the dark comes to light, is what I just heard. All the deceptions are coming to light, either because you found out and you pushed it, or because they finally came forward to come clean and say, I can't hide this anymore because it's unfair to you, and I want you to be a part of my life. And you know, obviously, if this person has real emotions and feelings and now has come to this place where they see a future with you, what would that mean? You would meet family, friends, and all these things and move things forward on the next level, right? Well, that means that they're going to have to come clean to you about what they lied about. And it feels like that is what this Four of Cups was doing. He wasn't rejecting. He was sitting and figuring out how to accept this offer that you were giving. Like you were saying, hey, this is great. What are we doing here? Like, I think you guys are a match to the point that on like a soul level, it feels like on a certain level in your soul, you guys are a match. And so even you may or may not have been planning on really diving deep. You may have been on board for keeping this casual originally, but over time, this connection was super strong, and your soul's just there's a vibe here, like of feels like love. Let me see if there's any more to come out. I'm gonna give one more good shuffle to this. No, okay. I'm gonna move on. We were talking about things in the dark, so let me use this moon. Let's use the moon. This is a very small deck, so I don't know what will come out. This kind of gives us moon phases. It also gives us moon animal totems. Let's see if there's anything that wants to come out in relativeness to this reading. I'm gonna have this one, Moon in Pisces. Beware of indulging in negative or depressive tendencies. Yeah, it feels like this person, there could be something about Pisces season here. Maybe you met this person in Pisces season. Doesn't have to be. But, or maybe you're a Pisces, they're a Pisces. Something about water, though. Beware of indulging. It feels like in this time period, the fact that we're coming in under here, this person is thinking of worst case scenario. They're thinking in the negative. They don't think that you're going to really accept, even if they come forward and reveal all their truths. They don't think that you're going to accept it, or they're worried that you may at first kind of listen, hear them out, and maybe you may tell them that you don't hate them for it, but you decide that this can't be because of the deception, because it's quite possible you might feel like, if I know that you're capable of lying to me like this, you know, who's to say you won't do it again in the future? And that's valid, right? You're valid in feeling that. What do I want to move towards? Let me see. Let's try an Alice in Wonderland real quick. These cards are a little bigger, but let's see. Let's see if there's a message in the Alice in Wonderland deck for us. Nine of Hedgehogs. That's Nine of Pentacles in the traditional decks, which is typical of gain, of abundance. It's also about discipline. I think of gain, though. It feels like by this person revealing their truths, you may actually gain a new level of respect for this person. Think of how hard it would be for someone to come clean, right? I think the thing that I don't know why I feel called to tell you that the thing that you have to remember here, if this resonates for you, and there's some kind of lies and deceptions that happened in the beginning, and there's truths that were revealed. I mean, every situation is different. I feel like you have to discern personally for yourself and decide where you want to take this. Maybe you need to take a little time and do a little meditating on your own. Maybe this is even like your energy as well. If they did come forward and reveal the truths, you may have to take that cup and hold it and feel out what feels right, right? Do you still want to offer them that crown? This reading is oddly specific. But I do feel like in the world that we're in today, sometimes, you know, people do get on dating profiles and sometimes create a different persona or a different version of themselves. And the thing is, if you do meet them in person, they still come as themselves. It's not like they alter or change who they are. But like I said, they might have used a different name, or you know, maybe lied about their age a little bit for various different reasons. Seven of Flowers, which is the Seven of Wands. It's the struggle. They're struggling about this, and it's also this actually might be you as well. You may be, if you're here, if you are still here watching this video, quite possibly it's because this resonates for you. So you may be the one struggling here. If this person has revealed all these things and you know that there was lies and deception, you may be struggling. And so yeah, we're done pulling those cards. We're going to move on to the pendulum. So if you are struggling, I'm going to ask, we're going to do a yes or a no. So I want you to think more deliberate of your question. Yes or no. For me, I'm going to start by saying, should you move forward with this person? Let's ask Spirit if what you should do. And I do this a little bit different. I'm gonna just kind of, I like to tap it on my hand to give some energy here. We have a clear back and forth, which is, for me, that's a yes. I said, should you give this person a chance? Spirit is saying yes. Now again, you don't have to follow that. This might even be Spirit saying, when I say give this person a chance, it could be give them a chance to maybe hear out more of the conversation, have the conversations, hear their truths, listen to their reasons, not excuses, but reasons. There is a big difference. And here's what we're going to do here. We're going to do the pendulum one more time. And I'm not going to ask the question. I'm going to let you, as the viewer, you can ask any question that you want. And the way that I do it is back and forth, a clear back and forth with no circular motion is a yes. Anything that is circular in motion is a no. So let's just see here what we get. So I'm going to still use tap it on my hand, get some energy flowing through. So Spirit, we're going to let our viewers ask the question for yes or no. That is a clear back and forth, everyone. There is no circular movement whatsoever. So whatever question you asked, your answer is a yes. And we're still going back and forth. There is no other movement other than back and forth. So we are at a clear yes. So whoever this reading resonates for, again, oddly specific, this is a channeled message. I had no idea that we were going to go into this. This was interesting. Late night reads seem to be that way. I feel like anytime I do reads for the channel, I think this might be my new time to do them. I kind of like this. You never know where it's going to take us. So I appreciate you watching. If you have this far, I hope you consider a like and a subscribe to the channel. It would help me continue to grow it and bring you more content. Have a good night, everyone.